Good morning, my lovelies. Today is the 1st of November, and I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to think about Christmas. I guess maybe it's because this year I'm in a bigger house and I've got a bit more opportunity to put up decorations and actually kind of, get into it a bit more and host some things and just, be a bit more involved in Christmas activities. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but I am just making the best of it, having some fun. And so we want to make an advent calendar, which I've never done one of these before, but I have put together a bunch of different scripture verses, and so really focusing on the Old Testament prophecies and then just integrating the Christmas story in. But we're going to have it hanging on the wall for a little while, a month, but we're going to have it hanging on the wall for a while, and that will hopefully get us all a bit more excited about it. And then come 1st of December, we can start opening the calendar. It's fairly cheap to just go and buy decorations, but I really wanted to get my kids involved, make it a bit more about having time together, and so we're going to be doing some craft projects together and just trying to make some decorations, and we'll see how it turns out. What we've collected for this project is some 2 strings of lights with pegs. I've got 2 of those. I've got some gold paint which we will use for these numbers, and we'll put these numbers on the front of each little cardboard box. And so these just came in a pack of 12, so I'm either going to stop at 24 or I'll have to try and find some special box to be for the 25th of December. So I've got 24 of those, and so numbers will be painted and stuck onto these boxes. And then these wire triangles that you see, I was going to use a coat hanger or some kind of wire and then bend them into the shape of stars and wrap them with garden twine or something like that, just sort of to give it a rustic feel. But I found these in Kmart, and so I've bought 4 so I can have 2 large stars by putting them like this, and then 2 small stars just to decorate and have a bit of fun with that. And so, yeah, we're going to start by painting some numbers, I think, so that they'll be dry once we are ready to put the whole thing together. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Well, the letters are all painted now. I just had to touch up a few that the boys did, but other than that, they did a great job. And so now I've just got to sit here and fold 24 boxes. And glued the gold letters on these boxes, and so they are ready to hang. I've ended up putting some silver, just painting silver numbers on this side of the box, and so that I can peg it here using this bit of cardboard. And then once the box is opened, it will be like so, and I can peg it from the top, and then you'll see the number at the front, which will be the gold lettering. And so if I want to, I can go like this and we can peg it like that, whatever way turns out to be the best. But that's why I've ended up putting numbers on both sides. But as for these boxes, I really should have thought this through a bit more, but I can't do the teens and the 20s without a whole lot more 1s and 2s. But I will hang them up still, because at least you can see the silver ones, which is where we will start. And then when I get around to buying some more numbers to fill in the gaps, I will go ahead and stick them on Yeah, so now comes the fun part. I'm just grabbing 2 triangles and putting them one upside down, one the right way around, and then just grabbing this, putting a rubber band over the top point, and then the other points of the triangle, like so, and that can hold it in place while I go ahead and tie the twine to the intersections. And that way it should all stay put while I'm wrapping it. Good morning. It's another morning again, and I am here with a yummy almond meal blueberry muffin and a cup of mint tea. I try not to eat sugary things in the morning, but I'm out of almond milk this morning. I'm just making do. I'll confess, I'm not that put out about having to have muffins for breakfast, but yes, I can't make myself any porridge or cereal, so muffins it is. The advent calendar did end up taking us all day, and then by the time I packed up, I was just so tired I didn't want to touch the camera. But I had a really good sleep last night, got to bed early, and so I thought that once I'm finished my breakfast here, I'll show you the calendar up close, and also I thought I would take you for a bit of a tour around the house, and so that you can see what has changed in the last few weeks. So here's the finished product. I'll just flick the lights on for you. You can't see much in the daylight, but they do look a bit better in the evening. I've added some snowflakes that are crocheted just to fill these empty pegs, which I've got up on each corner. And I'm not 100% happy with this. This is just an apple box, which it's a place filler for now. I haven't painted 25 on the front yet because I would really prefer to find something a bit nicer. But yeah, I haven't found anything that I like yet, so that's just a placeholder for now. And there we go. What do you think of the finished product? If you'd have watched my other videos, you would have seen that this area was previously where we had our dining table. But we have now downsized the children's play area, mostly because they hadn't been using it actually. They tended to really prefer to just play nearby to where Durham and I were, and oftentimes in the evening we are relaxing in the lounge room. Yes, it's sound competition, but on the other hand, it's at least they are not kind of dragging us away from sitting down and relaxing in the evening, and they're kind of just close enough that they do actually use the space a bit more. That's what's going on there, which means now we have this space for common use. This is where our dining table is living now, which we are really enjoying because it's quite spacious and we don't have to trip over the chairs when the boys leave. They're a little bit pulled out from the table or anything like that. And we have recently acquired this exercise bike, which we have been using. I'm still not yet using it as much as I would like to. I haven't had a regular exercise routine for a good, let's say 5 years, since before I was pregnant with our eldest. So I'm still very much getting back into the habit of regular exercise and trying to find a way to do that around children. So that's my little challenge at the moment. This is my desk, very messy, so do not look. It's it's my workspace, but I haven't really quite set it up properly yet, and I haven't got any storage for things, and also things I don't want on the kitchen bench have ended up here, so yeah, don't mind this. These are for the bathroom. Thankfully, the pile has been slowly shrinking, and this actually feels like a good amount of stuff sitting around doing nothing compared to what we had before. So it still needs a little bit of work, but we are waiting for the plumber at the moment to come in and do some last things. I was thinking about showing you the bathroom because it does look a bit better than the last time I showed you, but having said that, it is so close to finishing that I thought, oh, I'll just hold off for a little bit longer and maybe next vlog I will show you. Because if I show you now, it won't actually be that interesting when it is finished. And I would rather show you when it's properly finished as opposed to almost finished. So I will hold off on showing you that for just a little bit longer. Another project that took me a little while that I've finally finished is the boys' bedroom. Okay, so the bedding, this is the boys' version of making their beds. Good for them, they gave it a go. But the main reason I had to rearrange this room is because, ta-da, we have a cot set up ready for baby number 3. And so I don't expect I will be putting the baby in the cot immediately. They'll probably be in my room for a little while. And probably just taking naps in the pram, not 100% sure, but at least they will have a space when I need it, and I will probably end up using this as a bit of a change table area. So I'm going to try and find or make something to go across here that I can use as a change table. I'm pretty sure you can buy them. I have looked them up, but they're a bit pricey, so I'm slightly thinking I might do a DIY job. I'm just heading outside now to show you some of my vegetable gardens. If you remember from one of my earlier vlogs a month or 2 ago, I planted some kale and some tomatoes, some capsicums. Let me show you how they're going. Here we are. So they have been growing very well. I have harvested a whole kale just here, which is starting to spring back. And the lettuces are full-sized. The net has been doing a very good job, except that this one here, it was pushing against the netting and a moth or a caterpillar has gotten in and laid caterpillars all over this one. So I've really got to do something about that today so it doesn't spread to all of the other green leafy vegetables. And then here on the other side you can see some tomatoes are starting to grow. I've got some here, and down here there's a nice big one growing, so that's all very exciting. It has been very windy lately, so I'm just going to stake these tomatoes a little bit better today as well. Yes, yeah, here's that kale that has been eaten by caterpillars, so yeah, that definitely needs attending to. I'll have to do a quick check to make sure they haven't gone onto the surrounding lettuce or anything like that. But it's not too bad. We still have plenty of whole free lettuce leaves as well, so I think a salad will be in order for today. This capsicum is starting to fruit, so that's exciting. I'll have to give it a bit more of a feed just to make sure it grows to a nice big size. And this tomato over here is also starting to fruit, so it's all happening here in the garden. This avocado is not starting to fruit, but I would be a bit silly if I had expected it. And this blueberry has definitely grown a lot more foliage and has hung onto a few blueberries. They're not yet ripe. This one is the closest to being ripe. It's been on there for a few months now, I think. Still not a lot of colour in it, so I've just got to be patient. And the bananas are doing well. They've grown some more leaves, and so I imagine that their roots are establishing well. And lastly, we have these pots over here. I think this one needs to be planted in some deeper soil because this tomato has a lot of flowers, but the leaves are not doing so well. We also have some capsicums down here which are not protected from any pests, so I'm hoping that they will be okay, and we'll just have to see how that goes. There's another one here as well, just under there, so yes, very exciting. And then look over here, ta-da! I'm not sure what I've showed you before, but this was covered with foliage of various kinds. So we had an oleander, we had this vine that was kind of creeping all the way across, lots of weeds down the bottom, and look at that pile. Durham has been so busy. We have already taken away a bunch of green waste. but this is what's left, and so we need to find somewhere to dispose of this. But I think this spot will make a beautiful vegetable garden. It's so sunny, and we can put some extra netting up. Yeah, I think it would be the perfect spot for vegetables. And our roses along the front are still blooming. We've got one little rose from this tiny little rose. Gosh, I can't see it very well. There you go. I've got one tiny little rose which is scraping along on the ground from this huge big bush. So I'm going to trim it back a bit, so hopefully any more flowers are not going to be trailing on the ground. Oh, here we've got another bud as well, so it is a little bit inclined to flower, but yeah, considering how big the bush is, I would have expected a few more. Oh wait, I think I can see another bud. There we go, 3 buds. That's not so bad. Yeah. Look at those cheeky caterpillars. They're not even that big, but they've done a lot of damage. We have got a few more under this leaf and a little tiny one there. It would be cute if it wasn't so naughty. Yeah, so this is going to be chucked. I'm going to take in these leaves from the surrounding plants and just wash them and freeze them so that if there are any caterpillars, at least these leaves won't be eaten by the time I get around to using them. So these ones will be good for smoothies. That's all I've got to show you in the garden right now. I do have some more craft projects on the way. If that's what you're really interested in, do let me know in the comments, because I like to try and include things that you're interested in, but it's a bit of guesswork for me right now, so do let me know. But I think I will wrap up the vlog there, keep it short and sweet today. As always, please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see any more. It really does help grow my channel, as well as help give me some direction as to what kind of content to make next. So yeah, I really appreciate any of your feedback. I hope you have a really lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye!